So I recently moved to a totally different area, and something I noticed which was really fascinating to me. I felt like I was in a different dimension. People were nicer, are nicer here. And they actually talk to you. Cashiers talk to you. People are friendly. They acknowledge you when they see you. And I came from a place in New Jersey where everybody was, it was a good day if you passed somebody on the sidewalk and they made eye contact with you or acknowledged you even or said hi. That would like make your day, be like, oh, wow, you know, because I came from an area that was really congested, lots of traffic, high cost of living, hustle culture, you know, the New York vibe, I guess you could call it. And everybody just kind of kept to themselves. You go to a store and the cashiers look like they really don't want to be there, and you're lucky if they even like say hi to you. So it was a wake-up call, and I didn't even move that far to realize that I've been so conditioned in my life to live in an environment, to be in an area, and to just think that everybody is an asshole and everybody is rude. Now, I don't think everybody is an asshole or everybody is rude, but it shows that, you know, where you live, who you surround yourself with, your environment plays a huge part in your reality and how you feel about other people, maybe. So here I was, and it's like, why is this cashier talking to me, right? Or why is this person saying hi to me? They must want something from me or be flirting with me or something to you know, compliment my glasses or something, you know, when really they're just being nice and polite. So it's a nice fresh wake-up call, realizing that there are still nice people out in the world. And there are, okay? But if you live in a place where you don't see that very often, you're going to be conditioned to that. Same with anything, you know, if you grow up in a really religious community, chances are you're going to believe in God, or you may have a fear of maybe transgender people or something like that. And a lot of this has been politicized, as we know, right? And polarizing and trying to, you know, left versus right, this versus that, right versus wrong, you know, good versus evil. But you have to look into yourself and, you know, where your biases are coming from in life. It's the same reason why somebody may be afraid of, say, an immigrant or somebody of a different color or a gay person, right? It depends on your tribe, who you surround yourself with, and anybody outside of your tribe you're going to see as other, or maybe you know, somebody trying to take over. We're scared of change, essentially. We fear the other. We fear things that we don't know, that are outside our realm of familiarity. Can't say the word, but that's okay. So if you grow up and you're never culturally exposed to anything outside of your tribe, then of course you are more inclined to have a fear towards those things. Another really good example that I wanted to bring up, and I wasn't sure how to tie this into a video, but Pamela Anderson. You guys know Pamela Anderson from Baywatch, right? David Hasselhoff, Pamela Anderson, you know, swimsuit model, whatever. She's I think 58 years old. She recently is on like a no makeup tour with herself. She decided not to wear makeup anymore. And she looks completely different, I must say, right? She looks like a 58-year-old woman. She doesn't look bad. She doesn't look great. She just looks like her. That's what she looks like. And I was going down the rabbit hole reading some comments, because I'm always curious, you know, how other people are viewing this, because I know there's going to be some backlash. You just know it, right? And people are really having issues with, oh, she looked better before, you know, when she was full makeup, and people are like, dude, like that wasn't her. It was a version of her, the version of her that you see on TV or in movies, right? This illusionary fake version. So it's almost like some people would rather live in this illusionary world that they've created for themselves, this of fakeness, rather than knowing the real truth or what Pamela Anderson actually looks like, right? As human beings, we fight against change in our own lives, in society. A lot of people are stuck in the past, or trying to get back into a world that no longer exists. We see this right now. There's a lot going on in the political scheme where they're trying to, kind of go back in time, and undo a lot of rights and liberties and laws that have taken effect to move us forward in life, right, as a civilization. But a lot of people take issue with that because it's, to them, a drastic change. To them, it's attacking something about themselves, something of their tribe, I guess you could say, okay? And I don't want to make this political, but I think this is super relevant. So many people are afraid of change, but you have to understand that change is the only constant in life. If you look out in nature, nature is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving, right? And some people don't want to evolve, right? Sometimes we're scared to evolve. Why? Because we always associate change with a negative thing. We always think change is bad. But what if we could spin it and realize that change in your life or change in the world is not a bad thing all the time? Sometimes it is, right? It's more on the negative when we have wars and things, but you have to understand that these are patterns repeating themselves. So they're not actual progression of change, right? They're bringing us back, actually. They're repression. They're trying to keep us the same, okay? Repeated throughout history. We repeat these patterns as human beings. So it's almost like if you look at human beings from a wide angle lens or from a higher view, it's almost laughable because we're like these little ants that are just like going into our own little units and working in our own little tribes and, collaborating with each other. But then like another type of bug comes in and gets scared, and I don't know, or it's like a high school, I know that this video is just like all analogies today, like a high school dance, right, or grade school dance. Boys on one side of the auditorium, girls on the other side of the auditorium. We haven't changed all that much if you think about it, right? Sure, the situations have changed, people have changed, but the circumstance, the meat and potatoes have not changed all that much, right? Me versus them, us versus them, left versus right, polarity, other. They're not like us. They're not like us is one of the most dangerous phrases in human civilization, I think. So when we view certain people or people in power as trying to shake things up in the system, we think that's change. But it's an illusion, because the shaking things up is really trying to bring us back to a place of staying stuck in patterns. Not true evolution, not true progression, not true change from a spiritual, mental, emotional level. Okay? From an energetic standpoint. From an energetic standpoint, it's trying to feed off of people's fear of change, tapping into that so people remain at a lower vibration, okay? Because the vibration of fear is much lower than a vibration of love, let's say, right? And unity and hope and optimism. So by keeping us in a place of fear, we're easier to manipulate, right? Marketing 101. So what's the solution in all of this? Well, for one, it's to stop polarizing change, to stop viewing change as a negative thing, to stop looking at certain things that are actually patterns of our past as positive change and attacking other people as negative change or something to that effect. Okay, again, we're all little ants in the same little bubble of reality. So when you say they're not like me, they are like you. They bleed the same blood, okay? They're not alien amoebas. Well, maybe they are, I don't know, whoever they is. Alien amoebas waiting to attack you. That's all in your mind because we are tribal creatures, okay? Think of me thinking that everybody's an asshole, everybody's rude, everybody's hustling, nobody really wants to talk to you, nobody wants to make eye contact, they don't have time for you or me. That's not the case. People will go out of their way and actually be friendly to you. Maybe you just haven't experienced it yet. Maybe you're just not in a place where you're surrounded by that. Think about that. Self-awareness is one of the, and I reiterate this in all my videos, it is one of the powerhouses in your life. Living for yourself, okay? And not for other people. Recognizing when you are part of a tribe, who that tribe is, how they're affecting your belief system, and seeing if that's a good thing for you. How is that helping you? What emotion are you sitting in right now? Are you sitting in anger? Are you sitting in fear? Are you being led, puppeteered? Is that the right word? Puppeteered? Certain things. My dog, she was scared to go. I've been in a new place for like a week now. She's been afraid to go up the steps. Partly they're a little slippery for her, but she was afraid. And once she went up the stairs to the second floor of the house, she looked for something familiar right away. Freaked her out, right? Dogs are very routine, ritualistic. So right away she went to, there's one of her little dog beds brought in like my office. Right away, right to the dog bed. The only thing that was familiar to her senses and everything else was unfamiliar, but she felt safe there. That was her safe space. That was her safe bubble. So where do you right now feel safe in your life? Okay, where do you feel safe? And why don't you feel safe going outside of that? Okay, is it rooted in reality that you're gonna, once you go outside that door, somebody's going to attack you? Once you go outside of your town, go outside of your comfort zone, you're going to fail. These are all false illusions that we've told ourselves. Yes, the world has good and bad, good people, bad people, or people, nobody's really good or bad. It's just that people have been strayed in their lives away from themselves. So they do bad things, okay? It's more about the behavior. But if you are stuck in such a place of fear where it's been inflicted on you, it's been fed into your mind that once you step outside the door, all hell is going to break loose and you're going to just have bad luck for the rest of your life, or you're going to die, or you're going to have a very difficult time. You have to question that. When it's all or nothing, okay? The world is filled with everything. It's filled with, yes, rude, angry, impatient people who won't even say hi to you as you walk by them on the sidewalk, which always hurts my feelings. I'm like, dude, yet I don't say hi to them either. But, but it's also filled with a lot of good stuff, a lot of happiness, a lot of good people who are willing to help. Optimism, hope, love, joy, things that lift you up in this world. So you have to recognize those things. So change is the only constant in life. Everything around us is constantly changing, morphing, transforming. So don't confuse change with the pattern of bringing us back into a place of the past, of just change on the outside appearance of things, but underneath, you have to look at the underneath layer, okay, under it. Not everybody maybe will understand that, but the underlying, the meat and potatoes underneath the surface, okay, because people, places, and things on the outside will constantly change, but underneath may not, the circumstances may not. Keep repeating things, okay? So true evolution, true change, you have to look at the energetics behind it. You have to look at the mental, emotional aspect behind it. You have to feel into it, essentially. Not just look with your eyes, but feel into what it feels like, okay? Does it feel constricted? Does it feel like anger? Does it feel like rage? Does it feel like fear all the time, which is just closing you off and you're no longer an open channel? You'll have a more difficult time going outside the comfort zone. Anyway, I'm ranting. I don't want to rant too long. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you like this. I don't know, but I thought it was relevant, and I think it's something that that the world really needs to look at. We need to look inside ourselves more instead of looking outside for answers, instead of looking for a savior, instead of looking to, you know, God or entities or whatever. We need to look inside ourselves. Okay, what are our patterns? Where are we sitting at? Who's around us? Who's affecting us? Okay, that type of thing. So anyway, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Try to put out new videos every single week for you. I will be doing more from my new place here, and appreciate you watching. Till next time, peace.